The problem here, I'm increasingly aware, is that for some reason, without any discussion that I am aware of, vaccines have become sacred.
Yep.
Right? These are things about, and you know who did this?
And all you have to do to make it into a vaccine, apparently, is to say, that's a vaccine.
That's a vaccine. It is blessed as a vaccine.
Abracadabra, you're a vaccine. And that's what happened with COVID.
That is what happened with the mRNA shots, which are not vaccines, right? Was that they were blessed as vaccines, and having been blessed, it was impossible to raise the obvious questions, which is what got you and me in so much trouble, right? What you and I will remind people of the history.
Right.
What we said when these things were announced, at the point that we still thought these might be very useful, they might be the way that we actually got back to normal life after COVID, right?
We figured we would delay as long as we
would
felt
delay
we could,
because that was reasonable. We would
them.
delay in the same way that we delayed our children's vaccinations when they were kids, vaccinations we knew they would get, but we delayed them so that their development would be as complete as possible at the point that they got them. But what you and I said that ran us afoul of the power structure, that put us in the jeopardy that caused us not to release the RFK podcast back in November of 2021, what we said was, these vaccines may very well be effective, but when they tell us that they are safe, they cannot possibly know that, right? Now, that is the mildest criticism you could possibly level, right? We didn't say that they were harmful. We said they don't know that they're safe because they haven't been around long enough for them to know long-term what happens if you take one. Yep. And that means they are unsafe, right? It doesn't mean they're harmful, but it means in the same way that driving drunk may do no harm, but it isn't safe. These vaccines are not safe. And the point is, for that minimal, obvious, nearly tautological criticism, you and I were cast out as heretics, right? So here's my point. We have discovered that there is something sacred inside of our medical establishment, our scientific establishment. Right?
Not even. It's culture-wide.
Well, that's true, but the point is it is emanating from the high church of science and the New York Times, right? And the point is we know who the bad people are. They are the ones who will criticize our sacred thing, right? Now, how did that happen? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. The benefit of the doubt is that public health erected for itself a right to lie. And the reason that it erected a right to lie, if we give it the benefit of the doubt, is that in order to avoid a collective action problem where people get the benefit of other people's being vaccinated without taking their tiny share of the risk, that we needed to tell them things were safe that were not perfectly safe, right? Now that was A, bullshit, and B, a violation of Nuremberg in and of itself.
Yes.
Right? Public health is not allowed to lie to us about treatments that we are taking because we have a right to informed consent that, as you and I pointed out several weeks ago, was sufficient. That implied right to informed consent before it was ever codified was sufficient to cause the Nuremberg courts to hang 7 doctors.
Right.
So public health never had a right to lie to us, but it did somehow insert into the culture the right to place vaccines outside the realm of criticism, to declare anyone who violates that boundary, whether they are scientifically qualified or not, to declare them heretics and to punish them publicly, right? To cast them out. And that is a remarkable story, especially in light of the fact that a huge fraction of the people who are doing the demonizing, doing the work of this vaccine church, believe themselves to be faithless and purely scientific.
Right.
Right? And this is not how science works. And we can now see, I am proud to say that you and I played an important role in breaking the public health narrative, which was never true. And now a large number of people are awake to this completely unscientific protection that these technologies enjoy, frankly, in the market. right? This is a money changers moment. This is a moment when the money changers, somebody's coming in to flip card tables in the temple because the money changers have taken over what is supposed to be beyond that corruption.